Welcome to Love of the Game. I'm your host SJ, and for our NBL1 East show, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We got Hayden, Blankely, and Wolford from the Bankstown Bruins. How are you boys today, man?
I'm doing all right. Pretty tired. Just finished one of our practices, so touchdown back in Australia. So just readjusting back to everything now.
And what's the vibe like at the club? I know you had training today. What's it been like?
Obviously, everyone's keen. Big signing and like key players returning. Like a lot of the group returning. So some good young talent joining. So like Curtis, Coach Curtis, Duffy, all the stuff. Crazy excited. So we're all excited, keen.
And yeah, Dre, when are you heading back here to Australia and getting down and dirty with the Bruins with the boys?
Man, I wish it could have been sooner, but I'll be back. I leave Sunday, so I'll be back by like Tuesday. Excited to get back to work with everybody, man. See what's going on, see the vibe, and just get to work. Get to work, man. That's it.
Beautiful. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, kick back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Coming up outside, now inside. Christian. That's why they give you hundreds of pounds. Now you know you can spit this. You got the whole run vibing the same. You ain't doing it to rock and change. You got love for the game.
Now, NBL1 East, man, the action's heating up. I guess you guys will kind of know about all the player signings. You've got yourself a marquee man for the Bankstown Bruins. And I want to talk about the whole Bankstown Bruins. Look, we'll start with the start, 2023. I think, Hayden, you were there. It was a disappointing season, 4 wins. And then, bang, last season comes. You get 8 wins, make the playoffs. What changed between 23 and 24 for you guys?
Yeah, bro. My first year, I kind of just came here with no real, not too much knowledge of NBL1. I heard about how it was going in the other states. So then came back to the East, heard they were starting up. I had like I said, no real idea of what other teams are going to be like. So I was kind of just playing. But the main difference that we had was, the addition of Dre and Nay. Some other some other players like Sharif came back to Bankstown, for example, that season. Goom joined us late in the season. Coach change, a lot of changes, but not a lot of changes, a few changes, but there were like little key changes and additions that took us from like a lower ranked team to a playoff contender. So, yeah.
And Dre, your arrival to the NBL1 East, how did you hear about it and how did it come up with the Bankstown Bruins?
Man, so I was playing in the state league. I didn't really know what it was, honestly. I just was looking for the opportunity to play, and found myself over there after the season. I won MVP of the league, and was just like kept hearing about NBL1, NBL1. I'm like, dang, I thought I was in NBL1 or something like that, but I wasn't. Cause I ain't know nothing about. I'm American. We don't be paying attention to nothing outside of America for real. So then after that, man, I found out about it and found out my coach was real cool, Curtis. I got an opportunity to do a trial and I made it. So that's how I kind of found out about it. I actually tried out with a torn groin at the time, so I'm blessed to be able to have made it through that because it sucked having to get off the flight and all that other stuff. So I'm blessed to be able to have had the opportunity for sure.
Yeah, now the reason why I say that is because, last year, man, you were both the leading scorers for the Bankstown Bruins. Hayden there with 18 points and Wolford yourself, 17 points. But you boys were sharpshooters, man. 38% from 3, both of you guys. What kind of, how were you guys feeling for some of those games, man? Because, you were just lights out. I think there was a game where Andre hit 8 from 9 from 3. Crazy, crazy shots. What's kind of been like the whole game plan and the game system? Because I know coach is always big on defense. So how was that kind of transitioning into your game that, we're going to be focused on defense and then seeing the success from that for you guys to kind of push for the 8? How rewarding was last season for you boys on a personal note?
You want to go first, bro, or me?
Yeah, I'll go. Man, I thought just being able to play with someone like Hayden was really dope. At first, I was a little hesitant because I knew how great of a player he is. So I wanted to make sure when he came in, I wanted to make sure that he was comfortable and that he could play his game, play his style of play, and know that I'm not someone that's going to try to take away from what he does. I want to try to supplement that as much as I possibly could. So it took a little bit of an adjustment to kind of get used to that. But then when I feel like we start really learning how to play with each other and understanding that both of us are pretty unselfish and really do what we have to do to win the game, that made the transition so much easier. And then shoot, he was able to shoot the lights out, and I was able to shoot the lights out as well. And, we look forward to doing the same thing, but better this year, for sure.
Respect.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I was watching a couple of the games because I missed the first, I think, 2 or 3 games of the season last year because I was still overseas, and I was watching, like, hearing about the team from Curtis, and hoping that we would maybe steal a couple because I didn't really know too much about the team. And then every time I watched, I just saw Wolford, Andre just going crazy, and so I was excited to come back and play with someone like Dre because I played with like some imports before of like who have touched the league or whatever, but like playing with Dre is cool because I don't know, he's just a pure sniper, pure shooter. So I trust him a lot out there, and like I agree with what he said because we had like lots of talks throughout the season where it was like, let's put in our trust in each other and work together and whatever. So we were able to do that, and like he said, coming back this next season and adding to it, like continuation is always good. Like playing multiple seasons with somebody and getting used to their games and stuff. I've dealt with that a little bit, like in the like other pro leagues I played, where it's like you bounce from different team to different team, playing with different groups of people. It can be like a big adjustment, but I think it'll be key for us returning with, me and Dre played a lot together, and obviously other players like you mentioned. So.
Yeah, because the reason why I say that is, man, you guys waited to the last game of the season, literally the final shot of the game. I think it went to overtime for you guys to cement your spot there against Sutherland Sharks. What was that thrill like to kind of like break that playoff drought?
It was crazy because I had experienced the playoff drought the first year, I guess, and I followed the team the season before that a little bit. So I saw that they were like, they had, I think it was 2 seasons back to back, not the best season. So, and then I came and I experienced it firsthand my first year. So then being able to like feel that like shift in like energy from we're a lower ranked team to like we're a team that needs to be more locked in, be more like ready to play the right way, like because we have opportunity at playoffs here. And so that's what we talked about a lot. The second half of the season was chasing that playoff berth, like what it would mean for us and the momentum we would get from it. So yeah.
And for you, Dre, I think when the final game against Albury, when you guys fell short, did you kind of know I'm going to be back here next year 100%?
Yes and no. Kind of after the season, I wanted to explore what else was out there for me a little bit. But after a while, I realized that, talking to Curtis and talking about next year, I just felt like, or this year, I should say, we came to agreement with a lot of things. And I respect Curtis, respect the vision he has, and obviously our ability to make it to the playoffs. I felt like we got unfinished business. And then in terms of the community, to go back on the question you asked Hayden, for sure, I think the community was, it really came together when we made it to the playoffs, even on our run to making it to the playoffs. I mean, when we went to play Sutherland, you look behind our bench, and it's all these kids with Bruins jerseys on. Like, I just thought that was dope because they was like real lit for us during the whole game, like supporting us during the whole game, yelling, screaming, chanting. And to go through that drought, you probably didn't have that during the games or throughout the season. So I look forward to continuing to give those kids a idol to look after because they look at us like they want to be us. So I'm like, I want to be able to show them that it's possible that they can be like us and they can work hard and win games and, put the Bruins jersey on with pride. So,
and I love the fact that you kind of mentioned that, like the kids were there, the crowd, you had that vibe, that atmosphere. Like, I just want to ask you guys, because look, especially, I guess, both of you guys, you both played in overseas gyms, and I guess being import and local talents in respective leagues, what's it like playing in front of a crowd that kind of just elevates your game just that little bit?
Yeah, I think having noise in the gym or the crowd is just, for me personally, it just makes the game more fun. Like not more like just that particular game. Like it gives you more motivation to, whether it's to play for the crowds who are, the people in the crowd who are supporting you, and give them like a show, or whether it's to prove the doubters wrong in the crowd. Like either way, that noise is like, for me, I played in front of some big crowds in Asia where they get pretty enthusiastic and pretty into the game, and that is huge for momentum and stuff, and for the home team. Like that stuff is real. So I'm actually pretty excited for this season, because I think the growth of what some of our support or some of our home games could be, what our media stuff could all be crazy.
That's my next question, because look, there's been a host of big name signings in the NBL1 East, but I feel like there might be none bigger than Jason Cadee actually coming back to play for his local club that he played in 2008 after 424 NBL games. Bro, there's gonna be a crowd. So you guys love a crowd. There's gonna be even more old boys and things like that bringing their kids to come down to the games. How has the expectations been? And I'm going to ask you, Dre's, first, from afar. How have you kind of taken that news on board that, last week, 8th was kind of like our ceiling, but hey, with this guy, because he was averaging over 20 points and 10 assists a game last season in the NBL1 North. And as I said before, bro, you guys are 38% sharpshooters. So you guys are going to have more space to do your thing, man. How excited are you for the upcoming season?
Man, I'm when I heard that he signed, that was amazing. I think just in terms of obviously what he's done in his career is, it stands for itself. But I'm real big on community, and I think that the impact that he's going to have coming back on the community. I mean, people talk about him all the time and stuff, but to come back and for those kids to watch him play, and I think that's going to be huge for the community. I also think in terms of just playing with him, there's so much that you can learn from someone like that. There's so much that you can grow from learning from someone that's played at the highest of levels and had the legendary career that he's had. So for me, it's just an opportunity to be able to not only win games, but to learn. I'm always in a state of learning, trying to learn more about the game, learn about life. So being able to be around him and pick his brain and obviously win some games with him. Me and Hayden out there, Nay out there, being able to spread the floor and play basketball. Really know what it's like to just all play basketball together. It's going to be real dope.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing to watch. Yourself, Hayden? Especially being part of the community already.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jason's, if we're talking about Jason signing, right? Yeah. I'm excited. The thing I'm most excited for is actually him coming back could mean for leadership of the team, and just more of just to have a main leader that we can sort of in key moments. I feel like even we only just cracked the top 8 last year, but I think there was at least, from my memory, 4 or 5 games that if we had some type of more of a vocal leader on the floor, because I know me and Dre struggled with. Oh, I definitely struggled with it a little bit. I don't know if I can't really speak for Dre, but that's a lot on your shoulders. So to have somebody who's experienced that on the highest level, and come back down, I'm most excited for that, actually. Obviously, not to mention his what it could mean for our games on the court and our flow, but definitely I think his leadership coming back would be huge for our group.
Because the thing that you make a point about that is, man, because he was playing at the Adelaide 36ers this season, but he was behind the backcourt of Kendrick Davis and DJ Vasiljevic, which are pretty much 2 all-stars of the league. And then in the biggest game of the seasons, or in their crunch time, you always see Jason Cadee on the court, kind of running the floor and spreading the floor, because, as you said, with Kendrick Davis, there's a lot of ISO ball, but he's a floor general. And he came out, I think he was on the NBL1 East show, Next Question, and said, man, look, I just want to be able to do my thing and help my teammates get better and play better and kind of feel better. And that's pretty much what it is for you guys when you have this experience where you can kind of learn and, as you said, Dre, just play basketball the right way. It's a beautiful thing. And I love that you made note of that, because, watching him play, you do see that leadership. But look, you're part of the whole training because I know you're already in camp doing preseason training. What's morale like in the squad? Like, do you guys kind of know, like, hey, shit, there is pressure on us this season to kind of deliver and kind of cement that playoff position again from last season?
I don't think we've really felt that yet, and I don't think coach is trying to put any of that on us right now. Like all practices right now is just competing, and like with the group that we have currently, like missing a few guys, obviously, like we mentioned, that group just competing, learning from Curtis and Duffy, and what can we do to get better as that group, like that night, because we only get like most teams only train 2 nights a week, and you know. Right now, we're just trying to like take advantage of these nights we have with the group we have, whatever group we have, and we're just kind of focusing on competing. I think we have the Blitz coming up soon. I don't know I don't know too much about that, but all we're doing right now is just competing at practice, like setting like our like basic sort of fundamentals that we want to keep like within the team, and going from there once we add back to the group, hopefully soon. So yeah.
Now, Dre, what are you most looking forward to coming back to? It's been a while since you've been here in Sydney. What are you most looking forward to?
Man, just obviously just being on the court with my teammates, man. Just getting out there, really trying to develop our chemistry, develop our flow, continuing from last year, man. Just want to play basketball. That's it. You know, like KD just want to hoop. Like I just want to hoop. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and do our thing. I feel like, especially with players like me and Hayden, I feel like there's some times last year where we just didn't hoop. And that's what I want everybody to think about this year is like, this is a game of basketball. We got to have fun with it. Let's go out there and play basketball. We know we got people that can play the game. Like Hayden could play the game for sure, 100%. Nate could play the game. Jason Cadee, obviously. You know, so many people on our team, you know, Goon, everybody can play basketball. I just want to go play basketball, man. Don't be ain't no pressure on us. Ain't no pressure. Pressure come from how you see yourself for real, you know. So we'll go out there and hoop, have fun, play hard, control what we can. That's gonna get us some wins.
Yeah, man, because I think I was just telling Hayden before, was like, because I'm going to be doing the commentary for you guys, and I'm very, very excited for the season. Even before the Jason Cadee signing, I was like, bro, I can't wait to see Hayden and Andre Wolford do their thing. You know, as I said, the whole sharpshooter, you had a young core. You got a great coach, which we're going to talk about in a bit. But yeah, I was really excited for the journey, and then you add Jason Cadee to it, and I was like, bro, that's gang stuff for Jason Cadee. But what does that mean for Hayden and Andre? Like, can they take their game up to that next level? Because, bro, if you guys do, and you guys kind of do your thing that you did defensively last season, yeah, the sky's the limit for you guys. So I actually can't wait for that journey and looking forward to it myself. But I want to talk about Coach Curtis Sardi, because I think, Hayden, you said last year he came in to the coaching role. What's been your biggest takeaway, and what kind of has helped elevate your game that you've kind of learned from Coach?
I would say Curtis helps me. I've spent a lot of time playing like away from Australian basketball and playing overseas different styles. Like I played threes in the US at college. Then I played in 3 different countries, like just these past 3 seasons. So I think Curtis is big. Like my biggest takeaway from what Curtis brings is like just helping me help sort of teach the Australian style of play, and like revising it for me and helping me play this, because it's a little bit of like it can be a different system or style sometimes. Yeah, so the main thing that I'm trying to get from him is just how he can help me ready my skill set back for the NBL1 and just go from there. This season I'm trying to be more of like more open to being like a sponge and just taking everything in and not letting it like affect me much. So I'm just taking it like day by day. Whatever Curtis has for me, I'm there for it, like all open ears and ready to like just keep improving, I guess.
What about yourself, Dre? I know it was the first time you kind of came to Australia and played like in the NBL1. What was it like getting coached under Curtis, and how's he different to like overseas coaches?
Man, I think Curtis's ability to adapt was very impressive to me, because for a while, we were all trying to just get to know each other and get to flow together. And then during the season, Curtis was like, hey, you know, let's talk about some ways that we can all get better. And we all had a lot of team meetings and a lot of things we changed on the court in terms of schematics and how we played together. So I think his ability to adapt. A lot of the coaches out here be too prideful and think they know everything, and they just want you to play how they want you to play.
Yeah.
But he adapted and was like, hey, this is how you guys play. This is how you guys do very well. We're gonna do what we can. We're gonna do what we can do to get you guys to play exactly your game. So that's been the most impressive thing to me about Curtis for sure.
Now,
Good
before we
answer.
kind of, sorry, yeah, that was a great answer. So brownie points.
I should have said that.
Now, boys, hey, look, before we start talking about the off season and kind of what you guys got up to, I want to talk about this season, like on a personal note. What are you guys looking to kind of elevate in your game or kind of just improve to kind of help take the team to the next level and also your careers?
I mean, I guess every season I'm just trying to improve wherever I can, and whatever that ends up meaning for me by the end of the season, I'll like take the positives away from it. But I think a lot of my NBL1 like experience is sort of from this past couple of seasons is sort of like me thinking about preparation for like where I might be playing overseas next season. So I think for me, I mean, I'm looking forward to just with a more competitive group this season and maybe a more motivated group as we try to crack the top 4 this season. I think a lot of our practices could be super intense, so I could benefit from, taking the practices seriously, getting better at defense from that, learning how to play smarter around Cadee, from Cadee, like Dre said, and trying to be, as we stack our team a little bit, I feel like it becomes more important to like understand that like each opportunity is like matters way more, like each possession matters way more, and that we can build on that and try and become the best team. So I'm going to use that and just try and be, have some of these games and just be like super efficient and stuff, and not just be chucking shots up and losing my mind. So that's what I want to kind of away.
Yeah. Before we move on to Dre, I just want to say I appreciate that, because that's an honest answer too, where you go, you know what, like I haven't been kind of taking it as sort of like serious as I probably would have. And now that you are, for me, that tells me that you're going to elevate your game, but then all those other younger guys, because Bankstown Bruins, man, they have a beautiful young core of players there. They're going to elevate their game. They're going to push you guys to do better. So, big faith. And also massive, massive, massive shout out to Jonah Tuolata. As you said before, for the Blacktown Storm, big things ahead for that kid, man. I can't wait to actually watch him this season.
Shout out Jonah, bro.
Yeah, lead the league in scoring in the UBL last season, over 30 points. So, excited to watch him. What about yourself, Dre?
I think for me, biggest thing is just my leadership ability. I was a little hesitant last year because I was coming from state league. People didn't really know who I was, and trying to fill out the personalities on the team. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to step on anybody's toes, but that's not who I am. I'm a natural leader. I was born that way. So being able to be more of a leader, be more of myself, as well as just being more aggressive. I think a lot of times, and it's not always just a score, I feel like where I have to get better as a player is being able to get Hayden involved. So me and him can both flow, because Hayden's really good at, like you can see on a couple plays from last year where he's reading me. He's understanding, okay, somebody's overplaying me. I come back door. He knows exactly where to put the ball. I want to be able to do the same thing for him. And be able to put people like Nay in better positions and things like that. What's my ability to be aggressive? So being a better leader, being more myself, and being more of more aggressive, understanding who I am as a player are the things I look forward to working on this year.
Beautiful. Sorry, and also before we're doing the show, I was actually kind of checking you guys' stats from last season and things like that. There was one thing that did catch my eye that I actually do want to bring up. As you Hayden, your first season, you averaged over 10 rebounds a game, and then last season a big drop off. I think it was under 5. Do you have a target in mind for this season, man? Because I want to see you like chasing that board and things like that. Because then if you can get that fast break and things like that, but do you kind of go, you know what? I have a number in mind that I kind of want to find the medium, or?
Yeah, I'd say up more and like for me, I like to check like 7+ is 7+, 8+ is a good number. I think like we talked about it, maybe there was times where last year I wasn't as motivated to go grab the rebound. My first year I was one of like one of the only bigs on the floor at the time. Sometimes I'm not even like a true big, but like, so I would just know I had to go get it. Whereas last year with Nay on the team, with the addition of Gum, like some other bigs I would play, maybe I wasn't as motivated to chase them and be as like focused on that end of the floor as the shots going up. But yeah, I'd say 7, 8 is like a.
All right. Are you happy to shake on? Are you happy to shake on it? Because that's what I'm going to be covering the Bruins the whole season. Are you happy to shake on a $100 bet? 7 average.
Easy.
Done easy.
7 average. First game I'll have 20. No. I'll try. As long as Dre doesn't steal them from me, I'll get 7.
Oh my god.
That's it. Today we're going to be doing this end of season show. We're recapping this moment. And Dre, look, you were talking about the whole Bankstown Bruins community. Last season you kind of coached the under 12s. What was that like, kind of getting integrated into like the whole Bankstown Bruins community?
And that was great. Because on the side I do a lot of training as well, training kids. That's what I've been doing pretty much my whole life. So being able to be a part of that, I mean, that was dope because they flew me out to Melbourne so I could be a part of a little tournament. So that was my first time going to Melbourne. So that was dope. That was lit. And just being able to just be that role model for kids, man. A lot of the kids, they sometimes see the players come in the stadium twice a week. They don't really see people and get to understand their personalities and things like that. So I was pretty much there every single day. I pretty much lived there. I joke with some of the staff, like, we all live here for real. So just being able to give kids that kind of human side of me, as well as them seeing me on the court as well, just I feel like that brought the kids together in the community and made them want to watch more, made them want to support more, made them proud to be part of the Bruins organization.
Oh, beautiful, bro. I respect it. I'm going to actually get back to you with another question follow-up, but before that, I'll go talk to Hayden. Look, man, hey, your off-season, you were going to doing your thing for Eastern. How was that sort of tournament, like that overseas journey? Because I know you kind of had a few setbacks there early on, and then you kind of bounced back and had a great season. And you also played with Raymond Cowell from the NBL1 East also, so shout out to him at Eastern, both repping it up. But yeah, you played as a local. What was that like?
Not bad, bro. It was a super fun experience. I'd say it ended in a disappointment, but it was a really unique schedule and like setup we had there. So just the experience alone, a year of playing basketball as a pro, is like for me is something to be great, like something I'm super grateful of, like regardless of how we finished. So I started in a different league. I played in the CBA for like 2 months and then got cut from there. But CBA life is different. But I'm actually half Chinese, so I was able to play for this Hong Kong team as they went and competed in the Philippines in the PBA. So any Filipino fans, ask their dad, they know about the PBA for sure.
Oh man, you don't have to be Filipino to know about the PBA.
No. Yeah, so I played in that, which was like my return because I played in there my first season and we grew a bit of a fan base from there, like me and some of the players. So to return there was like something to be grateful for in itself. And yeah, had a decent season. Still trying to improve. It's like that was year 3 for me as an overseas pro. So like just trying to become more mature, more of like a solidified player, not just like that young guy that can play play a little bit in these Asian leagues. Like I want to, keep moving up. And so, yeah, that's why I think this NBL1 season, like we talked about, is way more exciting for me and way more motivating for me because of that. So yeah.
And I got 2 questions because when you put out to the fan questions, I got a lot of questions asking, are you looking to be returning next season?
I mean, I don't know what I can say because I don't know if that's like giving away too much. But I mean, I'll say that like I'm obviously very happy to return to them. And that's all I'll say. But there
was a lot of questions about that. And my second question is a lot of fan questions asking this one. got to ask firstly, do you got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, then, disregard this question. Sorry. Because I'll ask you what do you look for in a woman, so just in case.
No, I look for my girlfriend in a woman. That's it.
That's it. Beautiful. Perfect answer then.
Man, that's a good answer, hey.
Yeah,
I'm getting
because
ready now.
You saved yourself a lot of trouble right there.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro, hey, this guy's like a VIP over there, man.
No.
You get a lot of love now. You get a lot of love from yeah, because they're very passionate fan base over there, man. They love their basketball. And it was amazing seeing you and Raymond do your thing over there, and especially doing it together. And I think there was a few plays where you guys kind of linked up, and yeah, it was awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Jay, for yourself, the off season, kind of went back home, kind of reconnected with the family. What's that been like? And are you kind of gonna miss home just a little bit here in Australia, or you go, you know what, it's actually time to go ball up?
First, it is that time. I wanted to try to come back way sooner than what I've been able to, but my visa, it took a while for my visa to get cleared. So it's been a great time. Honestly, I needed this time. Like I said, I've been away for about 2 years, back to back, for real. So being able to reconnect with my family, connect with my roots again, remember where I came from. Spend time with my mama, of course. You know, that's my best friend in the whole wide world. So being able to spend time with her, my family, just it meant the world to me, man. It was real humbling, and I needed that to give me some fuel and fire for coming back next year or this year, and trying my best to stay in Australia as long as I possibly can this time. I'm not trying to leave the country, so looking forward to coming back home to Australia for sure.
Beautiful. And look, my next question, especially comes down to this is because like when I first created Love of the Game, it was literally kind of built on the whole basis of just on a lot of men kind of just getting together and talking about sports to kind of just enjoy the love of the game. And I want to ask you guys, especially both of you guys have played and been locals and imports, vice versa. What's some of the struggles that you guys do face when you kind of do go overseas and you kind of feel like, you know what, like the game's not going well or you're just secluded or some bad news happens? Like, how do you guys kind of like stay strong and stay in your elements where you go, you know what, like, yo, I can get through this. It's going to be just another day.
Well, I would say for me, it's my faith is the number one thing. I believe in, finding something to believe in that's bigger than yourself really helps you along the journey. Also, it's a great support system from your family, your friends, your real ones. Like my real ones here, I've really been able to reconnect with them for real. So that kind of helped me in those moments. But I also think too, just I think the communities are really, really important because there's a lot of people in the community that's like really have my back for real. Like when I'm down bad, I always show up. I always believe in being a professional. So I ain't gonna really let nobody see me down or see me like feeling some type of way for real. But certain people could pick up on it. And so like they just show love, invite me over to their houses for dinner. You know, I'd be kicking it with them outside if we're going to little lunches and things like that. That's important. But I also think too, it's not a lot of light shed on the mental aspect of the game. I mean, a lot of us are expected to go places and just be superheroes. Like nothing affect us, nothing bother us. We can't miss home. We can't miss our families. We can't, we just got to be professional at all times. When, I mean, to be real, there's a lot of times after the game, I see people go hug their mama, go hug their brother, their sister. And it's like, dang, my mama can't even watch this game right now. It's 4 a.m, which my mama do. Shout out to my mama. She a real one. She'll wake up at 4 a.m and watch the game anyway. But the mental aspect is huge. And I just don't think that it's given, we're not given a lot of light, especially where you played at Hayden. I played Division I basketball. So I played at a high level with that, where it's constant pressure all the time to just perform. And that's why I talked to Hayden a few times last year just about both of us. Like, man, what can we do to just make this fun for ourselves? What can we do to just go out here and just both of us just free flow? And so the mental aspect for sure, I think is not paid enough attention to. But that's what makes you stronger at the end of it. If you can maintain your mental stability through it all and remember who you are, how your core that supports you and love you no matter what, I think that's what help you get through it.
Yeah, 100%. Because before we go to Hayden, I just want to confirm. So your mum watches every single game.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the commentary. So after every time you sink your first three, I'm going to say good morning, Mama Wolford.
Hey, on me.
For sure.
For
She's
sure.
gonna
Shout
be
out
so
my
hyped
mama,
when she
man.
hears that, bro.
Yeah,
Pardon?
shout out my mama. That's my favorite.
Definitely. I promise you that's going to happen after for your first three of every game.
For sure.
That's
That's
cool.
love, man. That's
I like
love.
that one. And when I do something, you gotta say no. I don't know. Just think of some. Just be like, "Ni hao ma."
Beautiful.
Like some Chinese stuff.
Yeah, we'll get. I don't know about my pronunciation with that, but we'll give it a crack. What
Nah,
about yourself,
don't do
Hayden?
it.
Especially, how was because I know you kind of had a bit of an injury, kind of a few setbacks when you were kind of overseas at the start of this season. What's it been like, and what helps you kind of get through it?
Well, I've been lucky enough with like 3 of the teams that I've played on overseas, where I've had like a really good close friend group on that team of at least like 4 or 5 or 4 English speaking guys, like 4 or 5 English speaking guys, where we can like connect all season long and become really close. Because you're living. They're also this last season we were all living away from our families because all my teammates are from Hong Kong, or some from other countries, but none from the Philippines. So as we were in the Philippines, we were all experiencing, the homesickness, the just not being used to like that area or whatever it is, missing family, missing friends, missing loved ones. And so that was cool because we were able to connect as a group. And then Dre kind of has to experience that by himself a little bit when he comes and plays here, or with, alongside Nay and Alex, I guess. But like, so he has it more tough. And we spoke a lot last season. Like, I agree with him about the mental side of the game because that really affects some people. I feel like for me, it's something I'm trying to I'm trying to like improve on too, just for like, just all around, like just to better your mental health, like whether it's for situations in games or just out the court. Like it's just an important thing that people should talk about. But yeah, no, I mean, just I was lucky enough to have a friend group. So actually, when I was overseas, I didn't have that too much. I felt the pressure like on the court, like to perform, but not too much like where I was like mentally down because I was away from home too long, So
Yeah.
And I was lucky to have a really close group of friends on each one of my teams so far. So yeah.
Yeah, no, because the reason why I say that is because I just kind of recently had my accident, and bro, it was so tough, like to be honest with you. But then I think about it too when I reflect back on it, was like, bro, like my family kind of got me through it. Without them, I don't know exactly, like honestly, where I've been. But then, like as men too, even when we think about it, like my situation like this could be like a knee injury for you guys, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Where everyone kind of has their own demons and own barriers. Where it's always good to kind of like just open up. So as I said too, like with you guys, Dre, especially because you're overseas, if you ever do need anything, just give us a holler, give us a call, sort of thing. But yeah, it's also important. And the reason why I say that is, Jay, I know you're very sort of like a very spiritual person, kind of based on your whole like mindset. And I know you do some work with Beneath the Surface. Can you tell us what that's about? Because yeah, as I said, I've struggled with like kind of mentals. I've battled depression in the past, and once where I kind of took my life. So seeing those things where helping men kind of improve themselves doesn't just affect yourself, but affects your family, for you guys too, your basketball team and all that at the same time. What's Beneath the Surface about, and how can they kind of assist?
Man, well, first of all, I just want to say, man, big salute to you, bro. Much appreciation for you, and I think people's stories tell a big thing for everybody else that's watching.
Yeah.
And I think, man, when you went through that, you had posted a video right after that, like you getting up, you were smiling.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks after.
Yeah, man, like that's huge, bro. Like I think that the ability to reflect on your life after that, and your ability to respond in a way that was positive and loving, man, like that really touched my heart for real. And you mean so much to a lot of us, man. Like even the things you say, like if we're struggling, we could hit you up. Like you mean a lot to the community of players, man. Everybody, like the real recognize real. So you definitely one of those real ones. So I just wanted to give you your flowers and your love, man.
I appreciate that.
In terms of Beneath the Surface, shout out to my brother Adam Hubbard. Man, that's my family. Honestly, that's my family. He's looked out for me. I met him in Port Macquarie. Basically, what it's about is it's a really big practice with breath work, because I could go nerdy talk about a lot of stuff with it. But I think, like I was talking about the mental aspect of everything, we don't realize how important things are, like being able to focus on the moment, focus on our breath. We take 1 million breaths a day, more than that, and we don't even recognize that we're breathing. So when you focus on that, it kind of gives you just a different appreciation of the day, the tasks that you have to perform, or the love that you have around you already, feeling abundance, feeling positivity, feeling love. And that's how I'm able to kind of go out there and play. It was funny is before that game I had at Sydney against the Comets, I was supposed to be 9 for 10, by the way, but I stepped on the line. I actually did a breathwork session with him before that. And man, he's just really awesome with creating a space for you to kind of free yourself from all the BS in the world, man. And so I definitely advise, bro, like he has sessions that he has in Sydney. They're very powerful. They're really cool to go to. So I suggest anybody who's trying to work on the mental aspect to touch base with Beneath the Surface, my boy Adam Hubbard, and tap in with him with that, because he helped build that appreciation and that it kind of free your spirit from all the attachments that you have to go through, all the pressures of the game or pressures from you, like having to deal with your injury and then coming back from that and thinking about depression and things like that. It kind of help you get past that. So for sure, tap in with my boy.
Definitely. Yeah, yourself, Hayden?
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Are you talking about Beneath the Surface?
No. I'm saying, like, what kind of, like, it helps you kind of, like, stay grounded and kind of just stay in the moment?
Oh, man. I just I think I cherish my time off the court to, like, help reset my mind. So, like, I mean, I actually spoke to Dre about trying to get a session with Beneath the Surface. I think this season I might 100% do it because, like I said, I'm trying to take my mental more seriously this season. But so far, all I've done in my playing career, I guess, is just cherish the time off the. Like I'm absolutely like obsessed with basketball and the game and improving and like learning about the game. And I feel like sometimes that can be so much like pressure on your mind to just be perfect because you're so obsessed with the game. And so I think your time away from the court. So whatever it is you're doing in your free time, like for me, I play a lot of games, or I play one game, like in particular, play a lot of PS5. So that in itself helps me just kind of like escape from like basketball real quick so that I can reset for the next day, you know? So that's what I've been doing. And it has its ups and downs. It's not as probably effective as like breathing, because one of my teammates actually, where I just played, also tried to suggest breathing exercises to me and meditation and stuff. And so this is all stuff I'm open to this season as we look to improve and stuff. Like hearing Dre talk about it actually like sort of reminded me of it. So yeah,
definitely, because like breathing and looking after your whole mentals is kind of like literally, for me personally, like 70% of life. Because every day you're going to go through that same BS, but it's how you kind of bounce back from it. And even in basketball, man, you miss a shot, kind of like the whole pressure, miss a game-winning shot, anything like that, even a turnover, just got to just breathe, just let it go and move on. So you're going to put your best foot forward. And secondly, for anyone that does want to go to Beneath the Surface, if you don't shoot from 8 from 9 from 3 the next day, you can ask for a refund.
So I should go there with you every day, bro, and we'll go crazy.
Man,
Hey, but I gotta ask you, man, how are you feeling that game, bro? Because you're fucking red hot. Excuse my language, but how are you feeling that game, man?
Man, I didn't even come into the game like feel no type of way, but you know what's crazy is just, you know, I just felt love. I felt love after my session with Adam, and then I actually seen him at the game. And the dude's crazy, man. He get like these deep hugs to you. You just feel like everything's just cool, you know. So when I seen him at the game, he gave me a hug. It was like, all right, that's it. It's time to go hoop. And I was just trying to feel out the game, feel out the flow. And once I made the first two, I was just on. And when I get in that zone, I think a lot of my teammates, they knew that I could shoot the ball, but when they seen that, they was like, oh, like, he can really shoot. So
when he starts going like that, it's the most fun for me to play the game, because
it would be.
I have an ultimate choice. I can just throw it the worst pass to him ever, and he would just be slightly open, and I get a free assist for it. So like it's just crazy fun.
And it's cool because like Hayden and Nate and just all my teammates and stuff, they be hyped. Like I'll make a 3 or so, they be hyped, try to boost my morale too. I love playing basketball like that, man. So who knows? Maybe another game like that'll happen this season. We'll see.
Fingers crossed, as I said, man. Doing the whole commentary for you guys is going to be a joy. It's going to be a journey, and for those moments and those kind of experiences that you guys have, and then you can watch it back and then just enjoy it again, if that makes sense. But look, before we move to our love of the game questions, I want to thank our sponsor, EAP, Essential Accommodating Patients. They are your specialist disability accommodation provider, empowering lives, enriching communities, and boosting investor returns. Discover purpose-built spaces with up to 20% government-backed yields where inclusivity meets opportunity. So look, if you are looking to invest and you want to kind of invest in the right way, give them check out the website. I'll have their links below. So yeah, check that out. And if you look at the bottom left or bottom right of your screen, I am missing a spot. So if there is another sponsor that wants to jump on board for the NBL1 East podcast, let us know. And I think beneath the surface, man, if they're interested, they can just chuck their stuff right there. But yeah, look, I love the game questions. It's going to be a bit of fun. Going to ask you boys, good and bad, which Bankstown Bruins teammate would you love to have the AUX cable on a road trip?
I know who I'm picking for. Actually, I know my answers for both.
It's for good and bad. So yeah.
Well, okay. So I'm going first, I guess. Yeah. So you want good and bad?
Yeah. Who's your good? Because Hayden was 100% sure he's got his bad already, so we'll let him have that. So he's a good.
All right, my good. I gotta shout out my boy Alex, man. My boy A-Time. He the one that he got all different types of music on his playlist. So he know like too, he'll put on a song or something in the locker room before the game, like, oh, here we go, Dre. He know how to like turn me up for real. So shout out my boy Alex, man.
Beautiful. And Hayden, who's the bad?
Who's the bad? It's probably 50-50 on Joshua Shepard or Tom Dowse. PD, Tommy. But I'm only saying that because every time we're away from the court, those guys are listening to like radio songs. And there's some good radio songs, but I feel like that's all they know sometimes. But no hate, I love those guys.
And who's the good? Who's your good?
For me, I'd say Gum, just because I've rode with Gum before, and like I feel like the taste is like the music taste is similar. So I'll just say that. Alex is not a bad choice though, just in terms of like diversity in the music he listens to. So he listens to a bit of country and stuff, put me on country. So
yeah, I love the country music. I'm a country reggae man, a bit of old school rap. That's pretty much it. Any new school stuff, I have no idea. Everyone's talking about
taste,
all these new singers. I'm like, but I got no clue, but I know who I like, and I'm just sticking with them. So yeah, we'll go like that. All right, the next question: who is the best and worst dressed in the team?
I actually didn't read that one.
You know what? We'll go both. You know what? You can both say good and bad. We'll start off with Hayden this time. Who's your good and bad?
Oh, okay. Worst dressed? I don't know if they're the same guys underneath the boat, though. I'll say worst dressed. No, that's hate. I can't even.
I got my answer, bro.
Actually, I got worst dressed Alex. Nah, I'm only saying Alex because he's the unk of the team. So it's not worst dressed. It's just his, like, that's his unk style. Tim.
Yeah, he is unk.
And who's the best dressed?
But he doesn't care that I said that. I feel like he won't even care that I said that. He's like, he's got a hard head, that one. So.
Beautiful. And who's the good?
I wouldn't even know because I don't. I'll say Akil. I've seen Akil in some nice fits, like pre-game fits. I only say that because of that. Like Akil has some nice pre-game fits.
Beautiful. And yourself, Dre?
All right. So the best dress for sure is Kill. That boy, he be putting some stuff on for sure. So shout out my boy. But the worst dress, sorry, my boy, I gotta give it to Sheppy, man. That dude literally showed up.
Shep has that Penrith style that you don't really
showed
know
up
about.
to the bus one day in a full Hawk Tour outfit. So he gotta take that L. He gotta take that one.
And Shep likes wearing funny stuff for like the memes, you know. So
yeah,
I'll say actually Shep's not a bad one, but I didn't want to say him twice.
Nah, yeah, hey, especially shout out to Akil too. Like I was covering him in the UBL, absolute baller. And as you said, man, he's a fashionista, he's a model. I remember seeing a Rakobi commercial sort of ad on my Instagram, and I was like, "Fuck, hey, is that Akil?" Messaging him, I'm like, "Hey, bro, was that you?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
and the final question before we end the show is, if it came down to it, last second shot, game winner, who you passing the ball to that you just trust?
Well, last year I would have said Jack Lopez, for sure, because that man. But honestly, I feel like it's just depending on who's hot, who got it at the moment.
Yeah.
I definitely trust myself to shoot the ball for sure. But you got people like this year, like with Jason Cadee, with Hay, like, man, you can't go wrong. So whoever got that ball in that moment, shot clock winding down, hey, let it fly.
No, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really split right now because I've seen it like firsthand from Dre and like the shots he can make, whether it's practice games, whatever. But I haven't seen it like in person yet, and I didn't watch much of Cadee when he played Bankstown, and I've been in and out of touch with NBL this past like 4 or 5 years. So like, I'm like split right now. I can't really.
You know what you do? You just fake up and then just take the shot yourself.
Yeah. And Gum and Nate can go rebound.
That's hectic. Well, hey, boys, I just want to thank you for the show. I actually can't wait for the whole Bankstown Bruins season. Actually can't wait to actually watch you boys play and do your thing this season. So yeah, good luck. Dre, safe flights here. And yeah, fingers crossed you can go get involved and start training with the boys and kind of get this season rolling, because yeah, you guys have a back-to-back in round one, playing March 29 up against North, and then the next day backing it up against Center of Excellence. Just before we go, how excited are you for this season? Just let the fans know and some of the kids, what can they expect this season?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying to take a different approach this year, like definitely more motivated for NBL1 East and having the kind of club that we have, like the roster that we have. I think this year is exciting, knowing that like the coaching staff, everybody is also has the same mindset that we want to improve, and so yeah, I'm excited. I'm motivated, keen. I have some of my old friends on the team again, like some more Blacktown guys that I used to, that I've watched play and played with. So it's just more motivating. It feels like it's like
who's the name for us to watch?
Aku. I mean, well, Aku. I used to play with Aku, Gum, Null. Like we're all similar age, and then like I was explaining to you before, I watched a lot of Jonah last year in the youth league for Blacktown because I used to watch their games a lot because two of my friends, shout out Isaac and Hayden, they played for Blacktown youth league, so I watched a lot of those games. So seeing Jonah is cool on our team now. So yeah.
Yeah, shout out that talent, man, because as I said, like with Akil, Jonah, Gom, even what's his name? You said some other name too there, but like been covering those guys in the UBL, Isaac and all those guys. They've all been balling. So, what about yourself, Dre? What are you most looking forward to this season? Final words for the show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, man, just picking up and finishing unfinished business. I think we left a lot on the table last year, trying to figure everything out between the squads. So now that we got the right pieces and everything, we have more chemistry, obviously, like players like me, Hayden, Goom, Nay, Keel, all those players, Alex returning. We got more chemistry and understand each other more. So I'm looking forward to just handling business and trying to make it as far as we possibly can, but also making some noise for the league, man. I think a lot of people they be trying to disrespect us, like in this league we can't hoop or something. So we gonna turn it up for sure. Everybody that's watching this in NBL1 East, we gonna turn up this year and put some more eyes on the league and put some respect on a lot of these players' names, because there's a lot of dudes in this league that can hoop and can go to some leagues and bust some people. I don't want to use the word, but people like that out there. So shout out to everybody out here in the NBL1 East, man. There's a lot of dogs out here for sure.
100%. And I saw a comment. I just posted a photo of like the new signings, like who's going to make the biggest impact. And there was a comment that said, you know what, like the NBL1 East is probably the weakest sort of level of the NBL1. So he's going to probably ball out. But, hey, man, like the respect that this league is getting and starting to get is amazing. And the talent. And this season, especially with William Cranston-Leon leaving the Mustangs, but then them signing Mandro Worthy, bro, this season is wide open. I honestly see about like 6 or 7 teams that can actually win the comp this season. And I definitely have you boys as one of them. So, yeah, can't wait for the season. And good luck. And up the Bruins.
For sure.
Yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you having us on here as well, by the way. But yeah, keen for this season. Commentary, shout out. SJ, everyone listen. Make sure you got the volume up all the way when you watch the games back.
And we've got a special surprise too for the play-by-play. Sorry, special commentator for the play-by-play. Probably the best in the business too. So it's going to be exciting times for the Bankstown Bruins. And yeah, as I said, if you do enjoy the show, like and subscribe for NBL1 East and NRL content also. So yeah, peace, enjoy, and everyone take care of themselves.
For sure.